Oh man.
Hey, I'm all right, man. Look, there's an underground scene for live comedy, live outdoor comedy that is booming in Brooklyn, and I'm right in the middle of it, baby. All
Okay.
right. You name it, we're doing comedy there on roofs
Yeah.
and amphitheaters and playgrounds and parks. I mean, I've never seen anything like it, and it's the realest of the real dedicated comics that are coming out that have been in the house writing. I
Yeah.
mean, there are some bits that are so funny where you're just like, oh, you see who the real comedians are
Yes.
now.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Listen, the people thought that the comedy clubs made the comedy, and I much respect to all the comedy clubs, but it's really the people who make the comedy. So if you've been writing and you've been in there frustrated, yo, it's gonna be a dope comedy scene because I got so much stuff right now. So and I know you do too because somebody said that you crushed the show somewhere in Philly. Y'all did a show in Philly. What was that at?
We did a lot of stuff in Philly. We did one at the Raven Lounge, like a block party kind of show out there, which was a great time. But Philly's also got a scene. There are people from New York that are going down and setting up shows on rooftops in Philly. They're setting up shows on rooftops in Jersey City. They're setting them up in Long Island. I mean, it's a whole underground circuit, baby.
Yeah, and so while we are back here in the States doing that, our other co-host Josie, she is not setting up no rooftops. Her rooftops are different, and she's on the beach and everything like that. So we were talking this morning, and she was, oh my gosh, she's on a jet ski as we're speaking right now, and she sent me some pictures in.
There's Josie.
Look at
Looking
her.
good on the jet ski.
And she said, I can't send a video.
Enjoying the vibrations in the water. You know what I mean?
That's our girl.
And then what else we got here? Let's see.
So that's a great photo of her right there. And that's just how her day goes every day. And that's why I don't bother her too much as far as like when she says, no, I got this thing to go to. Because I know she's working on moves for us or whatever. So she said, I'll just send the pictures. That's one. You got another one?
Oh, it's just those two.
Oh, just those two.
Yep.
So you can see she's working hard. She's even sending us a lot of pictures. So much love to Josie. Check her out, Josie After Hours on Instagram, Josie After Hours. Also, Dave, check it out. We have a judge with us today. Lainey sent him to us, and I was just so excited because he has a book out. Boom, here's the book right here, From the Trench to the Bench. Dave, help me welcome Judge Herb Dodell.
Congratulations, you got the pronunciation right. Hey, Dave, I think you and I once met when I was in New York.
Yes, we did. I don't know if you can see this here. This is a
What was
copy
Dave charged
of the
with?
book I'm trying to hold up. Hold on there. Virtual background. Turn that off.
Hold
there.
it in front of your shirt. There we go.
There's a copy of Judge Herdell's book
Yes.
that I enjoyed reading. Thank you so much. And this helped me, the outcome of the case that I was dealing with when we met. Charges withdrawn not withdrawn, pled down to a very, very small fine. No jail time.
Talk about it, Judge.
But I do remember talking to you. We had something in common. I can't remember what it was.
Your son was a Pit Panther.
Good to see you again, Dave.
And then let me
Yeah, man. It was a pleasure meeting you, man.
So Dave, you got the book back then, and you actually read it to help you with your case or whatever.
Yeah. Judge Dodell had some, great insight on, really giving the regular common man like myself, a bit of understanding of how to maneuver the courtroom. I look at what Judge Dodell did almost like what Tony Robbins did to make like stocks and securities understandable, where you don't necessarily need to rely on charged up mutual funds or necessarily a high powerful attorney to know at least what your rights are and at least have a starting ground on what to do and not get bullied around, especially by your own people. You know what I mean? There's nothing worse than hiring a lawyer who really does not have your best interest in mind and, to know when you're being taken advantage of.
Yeah. So, Judge, what made you, first of all, how long have you been a judge? How long have you been in the law game? And what's your story as far as like, from the trench to the bench?
Well, I retired last year, 10 years on the bench, Los Angeles and Ventura Superior Court. And I wrote the book because I noticed when I started working on the bench side how little the public really knew about anything. They see it the way it's portrayed on television and whatever, but that's not how it really works in real life. And I said to myself, the public has no general clue as to what to do. They don't know how long it takes. They don't know how to pick a lawyer. They don't know what happens with the various judges. Do you have any options? Can you do anything? What happens if you get arrested in the middle of the night and you don't know anything about bail?
Yeah.
What happens if you're being evicted? All those things, small claims. I was assigned to restraining orders for 5 years. You want to hear great stories?
Yes, I do. Because I got a story for you.
Great story. And I saw when the lawyers came in, some of them were not even competent. They didn't know the law. They weren't able to present things. They did a horrible job on cross-examination. I said, I'm going to write a book for the average person. I'm going to write it in language that is understandable. And so they won't have to guess what some of these things really mean. Thank you very much for that. And the reality is, it's a how to do it book, really. If somebody's harassing you and invading your privacy, doing a lot of different things to you, you have remedies.
Right.
If you don't know what they are, you ain't going nowhere. So I started to write down some of the stories from the cases because they were illustrations. So if it happened to somebody else, it could happen to you.
Because you gotta
use great stories as illustrations.
You have a thing in here that says, "How do I find a good lawyer, and what other steps can I take to better my situation?" Now, I have an excellent lawyer, Gary Hanna, attorney at law, Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. I have an excellent lawyer. He's got me out of many things that just wasn't fair coming at my way, and I always feel great, going into court with him, and we always win. But the thing is that a lot of people, can't pay the money, or a lot of people, have to deal with the what is that? The person that the district, not the district attorney, but the public defender. Yeah. What is the level of what they know, the public defenders, as opposed to private lawyers? Is there really because I believe that there's a difference, but what do you see from your point of view?
Well, I was a former prosecutor myself. I was a deputy district attorney in Los Angeles County. So I was from the criminal side and the prosecutorial side. The public defender's office is really only one word you could describe it.
Okay.
That means understand. They have tons of cases. If you see them in the morning in court, they are working in the lockups, which is where they keep business in arraignment.
Yes.
And they got a pad and they got files in their hand. How much time do you think that they could devote to the average case?
Yeah.
And you're not talking about a murder warrant case where you get a different lawyer assigned. You get somebody with a lot more experience. But in general, if you have a misdemeanor or something like that, you're going to get 5 minutes if you're lucky.
Okay.
And it's all about deals. In the court, in the criminal court, 90% of the cases are pled out. Call them pled out.
Yeah.
Meaning somebody makes a plea. And sometimes, I think I might have even mentioned it to you, Dave. What happens is they say to you, okay, we're going to charge you with burglary. And then it's a petty theft. And you're facing 10 years in the state prison. But on the other hand, if you plead to the misdemeanor, you do it a year in the county jail. You didn't do anything.
Right.
What's your choice? You want to take a shot at the roll for 10 years in state prison, which is not a very hospitable place, especially now.
Yeah.
And the reality is, people plead guilty to things that they never did because it makes sense to do that. And in the civil court, it's the same thing. Picking a lawyer is truly the most important decision you're going to make.
I don't even know about other communities. I know about the Black and Italian communities. I know that a plea is something that's always thrown at you. So I'm wondering, is that the hustle of the system, so to speak?
It's the way it works. In fact, what they say, what we used to say, and we were trained to say when I was in the DA's office, is this deal is good until you pick yourself up and walk out the door.
Yeah.
You want to go to trial? Okay, we'll go to trial, but this deal is off the table.
Yes.
And the pressure is on. And a lot of people look at the reality of it and take the deal. It happens all the time. And part of it is designed to keep the calendars down. Because there are days when you have cases, your calendar is just overwhelmed. In fact, I remember one day when I was sitting in Inglewood. You know where Inglewood is?
Yeah.
I was sitting in Inglewood. I came in that morning to look at the calendar. The clerk will give me the calendar so I can see what kind of cases I have.
Mm-hmm.
And the files are on my desk.
Yeah.
And so I see 86 cases I had for one day.
Yeah.
I had to deal with 86 cases for one day. And it's impossible, of course, for any of us to do any of that, to give any sense of justice to anybody, unless you know how the system operates, where to be and how to do it and whatever. I will throw, since your show is a humorous show, I'm going to tell you a little story.
Okay.
I was reprimanded for doing it, actually. I always thought there's a place for humor in the court. Most of the people who come there are scared to death. They've never been there before. It's costing them money. They don't know if they're going to do whatever it is. Civil, criminal, it doesn't make any difference. And so I had all these cases that day. I said, okay, I'm going to entertain motions for continuances. Continuance means moving the case to another date. So I said, okay, first, anybody want a continuance? And all the hands go up, So first one I said, okay, how about October 25th? Fine. Okay, that's your next one. Second person, I want to continue. I said, okay, how about October 25th, same day? I said, okay, that's fine. Third person came up, same thing. I said, okay, October 25th. The fourth person, I said, I'm going to make something out of this. I said, okay, audience, what day am I going to give this person asking for it? We all yelled out,
Yeah, right?
October 25th, and everybody laughed.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's really
Nice.
room for humor, but it's a serious place to be. When you're picking a lawyer, you have to ask yourself a lot of very important internal questions, like, who's this person? Do they really care about me, or is it all about the moolah?
Yeah.
And you're going to get what you're going to get.
It was,
And so there are various types of engagements with lawyers. There's a contingency fee case.
Oh, yeah.
Those are in civil cases, obviously. And there's hourly, and there's hybrids, the combination of both. People think that because it's a contingency, it's better for them because they don't have to pay the lawyer anything. And great, but the lawyer's got to be out of pocket.
Were you ever a lawyer?
Oh, I was a trial lawyer for 50 years.
Wow.
Okay.
Probably seen everything.
I
at this
tried
point.
99 jury trials, not counting as a DA.
Okay.
I tried 99 state and federal civil and criminal cases over my career. I took the appointment in 2008.
Yeah.
I was pretty much a very, very active trial lawyer.
What was your record? What would you estimate your record was?
I never really made a calculation. I probably lost a dozen.
Okay. Like 12, 15.
Probably. But some of the criminal cases, they were not winnable. It truly were not winnable. They had the one with the tape recording, and they played it to the jury twice. I mean, with confession on it. Hard to win those.
Right?
Very hard to win. But you need to ask the lawyer a lot of questions. So in the book, I give you a list of questions to ask the lawyer.
Yes.
The lawyer going to be able to spend $25,000 for a bank expert if you've got a case involving bank records. If the lawyer says, and mumbles a little bit, you don't want that lawyer because somebody's got to invest in that case.
Yeah.
Huh.
And the problem with contingency fee cases is the lawyer is motivated to settle it as fast as he or she can.
Yeah.
Why is that? Because the more time passes, the more you have to spend.
Right.
People who are working on the case.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. So the lawyer will say to you sometime, well, you got this problem and that problem, and I think we should take a. You have to ask yourself the question, what is his motive? What's her motive for doing that? In hourly cases, it's the entire opposite. They want to keep that case going as long as they can. A friend of mine says you can't bill a closed file.
I absolutely need this book.
Well, it tells you what to do. That's the whole purpose of it, is to tell you what to do and how to do it. And people think, talking about judges, who knows what's in that case that you have? Are you going to get somebody that's legitimate, or are you going to get somebody who's not so legitimate? People think that all judges are smart. Not so.
Yeah.
There are a lot of idiots on the bench.
Okay, and that's
and
what I want.
Because they got a point because they knew somebody, or they made a contribution, or whatever. So make an inquiry.
I thought Judge Ito was an idiot.
Well,
let's not get the judge in any trouble now.
But no, I don't want you to take sides.
I don't care anymore.
But that was one of the things. Did you get any threats over the years as a judge? Serious?
Not really. I'd gotten threats as a prosecutor.
Okay.
But no, not really. I do remember one time a lady tried to charge the bench from behind the counsel table. My bailiff was very quick. She was real quick. She grabbed that woman like that. So I wouldn't call that a threat. But you know, in the Manson trial, remember the Manson trial?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Manson trial, that judge, who was an awful jerk, by the way.
Oh.
Terrible guy.
Why?
That judge, he used to carry a gun. He has a gun right on the bench in the first drawer.
Oh, so if anybody charged him, he was shooting.
Yeah, in fact, I remember when I was sent to Lancaster to do restraining orders up there.
Yeah.
And I was sitting in chambers reading the files, because that's what we do before we come out.
Mm-hmm.
We read the files. The presiding judge walked by, no jacket on, because we were back in the offices. And he had a gun strapped to his pants. The holster, the whole deal. I said, Bill, what's the gun? He says, we're in Lancaster, man. We all have guns.
At what point in time, when someone starts to play the system, because I was in a situation where a person was trying to play the system, like they were making a mockery out of the court system, and because they could, because I think ever since the OJ trial, any restraining order that was sent out, and anybody, anytime someone had to, call in a violation of the restraining order, the police have to come. Like there's just no two ways about it. They have to order, and they have to, bring the person in and arrest them. But what do you do when people are walking around following you just to take a picture of you so they can say, oh, see, he's too close to me or whatever like that? They're stalking you. It's like they give them a license to bully you. And then they take the picture, then call the precinct and go, you see, I got the picture, he's harassing me. They have to answer that call. What about things in the system like that?
Well, first of all, the reason that they have to arrest is because it's a criminal act now. Violating a restraining order is a criminal act. Two things can happen. You get arrested.
Yes.
Usually they arrest you on a Friday afternoon. I never could quite figure that out. But they arrest people most of the time on Friday afternoon. What does that mean? Where are they going to be for the weekend?
In jail.
They're sitting it out. And so that's what happens. And it becomes a regular criminal trial. It's usually treated as a misdemeanor the first time, the second time.
Yeah.
But there's jail time that goes along with it if it's enforced. And the second method, I describe all of this, by the way, and how to do it, the restraining orders, and what to expect, and when can you get one, when can you not, and how do you do it procedurally. You start with a temporary restraining order.
Yeah.
So this is basically the equivalent of the law for the dummies.
Yeah.
So if you're in a situation like that, this is a how to do it book.
Yeah.
So the reality is the other way is by contempt. Contempt is a criminal act also. They drag the person in, and at that point, there's a finding that they violated the restraining order. You could remand them right then and there on the spot. I remember a case that I had, and they dragged somebody in, and actually it was in Lancaster. And I could have put them right in the can right then and there, and didn't. But the reality is that's a serious risk. That's a violation of a court order. It is a crime.
But
so,
now, how do you get the people
that
are gaming the system?
I interviewed Lee Baca. You remember who Lee Baca was?
No, who was that?
Lee Baca was the sheriff of Los Angeles County.
Okay.
He was a major player. And I interviewed him on my show, because I have a show too called For the People.
For the People, okay.
It's on iHeart
Okay.
Nation. And so I said to him, you got all of these restraining orders and these gun violations. We just don't have the manpower. We can't go out and enforce any of these stuff. We just don't have the people to do it. We know it's out there. We know there are violations. You just can't do it. And so you learn how to work the system. Sometimes you can stall a criminal case. I mean, usually that's for the benefit of the defendant. They always want, not always, almost always want to stall as long as you can. People forget, people disappear. I once won a case when I was practicing full time where the customs guy had moved to Wyoming or something. And he didn't want to go ahead with it because the guy didn't want to come to California to testify. So the case got dismissed. So every now and again, you play the system. You know how the system works.
Yep.
and you get to do it. So what I do in the book, what I've been doing, is I compare the civil and the criminal systems and how do you work with each of them. Most people don't know, and I sat in small claims for about 3 years, maybe more. I think I have 2 chapters on small claims. You know, you could go after somebody for violating your privacy in small claims court. You can, and you can get up to $10,000 in California. So if you want to know about small claims and the remedies, because it's faster, it's cheaper, and there's no lawyers. No lawyers.
That's below $3,000, right? Anything below $5,000 or $3,000?
10,000 in California.
Oh, it's California.
Some
Okay,
exceptions.
Cool.
Most of us get our legal stuff from TV. I know my favorite, because I felt like, you know, I was saying I'm not going to go to law school. I'm going to get my preliminaries out of the way with Judge Judy. So
It's some good stories from when I was sitting in small claims court. Well, one guy sued for $18,000. I even remember the numbers. He sued for $18,000 and claimed that he bought a car from the defendant for $18,000. And he later found out that the car had been in an accident. It was a salvage vehicle. So I said to the defendant, okay, did you know about, oh, I didn't know that it was a salvage vehicle. I said, okay, where did you get it from? He said, oh, from Salvage Auto Parts. There wasn't much after that. You hear fabulous stories. That's why I put them in the book.
Yeah,
put them in the book.
A lady who got breast implants because her soon-to-be husband wanted them.
Tell us where we can get this book at.
Amazon.
Nice.
And plug it one more time.
Version. So if it just all I have is old ones or whatever, there's a spot on the Amazon where you can click new version.
Nice.
Okay, plug the book one more time for me, Judge.
It's called From the Trench to the Bench. It's basically for information to teach you what the system is like from the inside, what you can expect. If you can expect something, then you get less likely to be anxious. Number 2, it provides you guidelines if you get caught up in the system. What do? How do you get a lawyer? Who are they? How does it work? How long is it going to take? Mm-hmm. All of these things. Now I use cases, actual cases. They're all real, every one of them, as illustrations. And then I put in a spiritual aspect to it.
Oh.
Because you're in this legal system for a reason. What can you expect is going to happen to you spiritually?
Okay.
I would say, would you rather be right or happy? And being in the legal system is no pleasure for anybody.
I learned that the hard way with women. Would you rather be right or be happy? And
that's true.
And now I choose to be happy. All right. Well, I want to thank you, Judge, for stopping by. The book is called again, From the Trench to the Bench. Thank you very much for stopping by. And anytime you always want to be a guest with us, you're always family with us, Judge.
Well, let's see. We got Perry Strong. We got Adam Gable. We got David Rose. We got Peter Garaci. Ralph Anthony, and our very own, also Laura Cirati, if I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
And our very own news hero.
Tell them your name of your podcast, Peter.
It's called Kill You Last. It's with Alex Pashera as my co-host, and it's an 80s action movie podcast.
Okay.
Nice.
Has anybody been in trouble with the legal system here? Ralph, I know you probably have.
I bet I've been arrested more than every person in this group.
I bet you have too.
No one thinks it because of how I look and act.
No,
but,
Laura's back. I know she's probably been arrested.
Good goodness. How are you?
What's going on?
How's everybody?
Pretty good. So
good.
what we're gonna do? I call this segment "Games Comedians Play." So Laura's here. She's our resident movie quoter, and then so she's gonna give a movie quote, and then we're gonna see if y'all can guess where the movie quote comes from.
I got some quotes for you guys.
Right.
It's actually a lot harder than you would think.
Okay, so now
News Hero looks like Will Ferrell in Zoolander.
Mufasa.
Okay, so let's go, Laura. All
right. All right, first one. On a long enough timeline, the survival rate for everybody drops to 0.
That's easy.
Oh man.
that one I know.
I don't know how hard or easy I needed to go, but
okay.
these are fun. I love these movies. I love these quotes. I don't mind saying that.
Pete, you got that. If you don't have that, shame on you, Pete. If you don't have
I don't know. Is it some girly movie? Because Perry knows girly movies better than me.
I look girly, but I love the dude movies. These are 90s movies, fellas.
I know.
90s
I know it.
can't
When you're
remember.
ready, I know it.
Okay.
On a long enough timeline. Can I hear it one more time?
On a long enough timeline, the survival rate for everybody drops to 0.
When
got
I-
another
when
one.
I-
You want me to do
When
another?
I hear it, no. Let Perry go. I have no idea. I
Okay.
can't think of it.
You want to
You
call
ready?
her? You want to call a friend? Perry?
Yeah, I got
He's calling you
Perry
in.
Strong. Survey set.
Fight Club, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's true.
I had that shit on a shirt.
Okay.
I knew I saw it, but that was a remember.
Okay.
Throwback.
Give me the second one, Laura.
All right, second one. Let me say that again. It's because it was what they were ordered to do. Now, out in the real world, that means nothing. And here at the Washington Navy Yard, it doesn't mean a whole lot more. But if you're a Marine assigned to Rifle Security Company Windward, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, and you're given an order, you follow it, you pack your bags.
This was originally a play, which I did out of acting school, written by Aaron Sorkin, directed by Rob Reiner. Basically made Aaron Sorkin's career a little movie called A Few Good Men.
Woo!
The line was spoken by Jack Nicholson playing, was it Lieutenant Colonel, what was his name? Lieutenant
Jessup,
Colonel-
but this was said
Jessup.
by Tom Cruise.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Jaffe.
Jaffe, yeah, I love that movie.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So
Nice. Nicely
he's
done.
he's
We're
one
doing
and
good.
Peter is 1-1. Go ahead. He's 1-1. Go ahead. Give me another one.
All right, another one. All right. So let's cut this stupid cake soon because I know fat guy's gonna have a heart attack if we don't eat again soon.
Ooh.
One more time.
Okay. Let's cut this stupid cake because I know fat guy's gonna have a heart attack if we don't eat again soon.
Wow, that one doesn't ring a bell at all.
Any?
It's hard.
Any?
It's hard. Nobody?
Wait! Don't tell me yet. Let me see. Perry, anything?
Can you give us
I
like
feel
a
like it's
hint
a wedding
of the
crash
movie?
type of thing or something.
Oh, wait! Go ahead, Perry. Say that again.
I said it sounds like a wedding crashes kind of thing, but I'm not sure.
Well, you got one word of the title then. You got one word of the title.
Wedding.
Wedding.
Oh, well, yeah, well, then that's got to be the wedding
Greek
singer.
wedding? Greek wedding shit?
Wedding-
Greek
Wedding singer.
The wedding
wedding
singer.
singer.
You know
Right.
when he's flipping out,
Yeah.
he's saying, he's singing that song, "Somebody Kill Me, Please," and then he's holding that whole wedding hostage, and he's got the mic. He's like, "So you will listen to every damn word I have to say." Some of these are obvious, but I'm going with the hard ones.
Okay, good. Go with the hard ones. Yes.
Go with the hard ones.
Because
I
Peter.
don't want to be too obvious. I don't want you guys to know.
Okay, so
These are good so
Alright.
far.
all right. So give me another one.
Okay. That's it. Oh, can you curse on the podcast?
Absolutely.
Not you.
Can you?
Go ahead.
You have to be topless when you do it though. That's Larry's rule.
Yeah.
Can I go to a bar or something?
Yeah.
It's either
Right.
it's shirts on G language
Yeah.
or R-rated language, no shirts. That's
Yeah.
the rule.
Nice,
Go ahead.
nice set of
Am I the
Hooters
only
you
one?
got there. Nice set of Hooters you got there. The owls. They're beautiful.
Oh. You just randomly had a boob related quote right after I said that?
I swear to God, it's right in front of me.
That's some like
I got
that's
another
like some
one now. It's the same movie.
that's some synchronicity right there. That sounds like a Billy Madison kind of like. That sounds like Adam Sandler.
All right, I got another one.
From the same movie.
Same movie.
Okay.
It's excuse me, little old lady, would you mind watching my stuff here while I go break $1? You know, senior citizens, while slow and dangerous behind the wheel, really can serve a purpose.
I feel like I've seen this, but I can't.
You guys got to give up, and I'll tell you.
Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah,
I gave up a long time ago.
Is it really?
Dumb and Dumber.
Is that right?
Really?
Dumb and Dumber.
I pulled that out of my ass.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed
Really?
that. I wouldn't.
They would
It
say.
makes sense though, given how that movie was written. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
That movie's terrible.
That's it. I'm taking my shirt off. This is from now on.
Take your shirt off. Take your shirt. Okay. Give me
And
another
I'll
one.
do the cursing.
All right. Give me another one.
All right. This one. All right. Okay. He's got his own money, and baby, when I tell you he's got his own money, I mean the boy has got his own money.
Perry, if you
Oh,
missed
yeah.
this, give it to Peter first. But Perry,
Nah.
if you missed this, fuck
Perry's
you.
got it.
No. You got to think first. Give him the quote again.
He's got his own money, and baby, when I tell you he's got his own money, I mean the boy has got his own money.
What is that from?
Oh my God, Peter! You're gonna kick yourself, Peter. You're gonna kick
Larry
yourself.
knows.
Pete's gonna get
Larry.
his black card taken for that.
Oh, wait a minute.
No.
When Stella gets her groove back? What is
No.
that?
Can I give him a hint? Can I give him a hint? I'm gonna give you a hint.
I know I've seen this.
I'm gonna give you a hint.
This is bugging me out.
This guy knew what good times were about.
Oh. J.J. Walker? A 90s movie starring Jimmy J.J. Walker?
Oh shoot! Okay, this one broke the mold though. It is 80s, guys. It's 80s.
Oh, I mean 80s
It's
is
80s.
more my thing.
Yeah.
I've seen
I
this.
wasn't alive for any of these movies.
I'm gonna get you, sucker.
No. Okay. So
No.
now. Okay. Now I'm gonna go to News Hero first. News Hero. Who do you think this is?
I'm gonna guess barbershop, but I.
That was a good guess. That's a fucking good guess.
Wow.
David Rose, talk to me. Who do you think it is, David?
Oh.
Wait, what's the quote again?
I love how she says the quote too. Go ahead.
Yeah, she says it the right way.
I'm saying it exactly how I remember.
Exactly,
it,
yeah.
because he's got his own money, and baby, when I tell you he's got his own money, I mean the boy has got his own money.
Jerry Maguire. I don't know. That's the only movie I know that references money.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
so
old enough, maybe, but yeah.
Perry Strong, please bring us home.
Coming to America.
Oh, I knew I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
What
Oh,
movie was
the
John
dad.
Amos in?
Yeah.
The dad,
He
yes.
said, Lisa, you
Yeah,
hit the
yeah,
jackpot.
yeah.
The boy has got his own money. And when I say he's got his
And
own
he
money,
pulls up-
he's got his own money. He puts the dollar in his hand.
With the face on it,
Yeah,
right?
with the face on it.
Yes, yes,
and then
yes.
the thunder happens and the rain outside. And,
Oh.
you know.
I hate that I've seen all of these and I can't remember any of it.
That was a great one. And I love how you got into character for that one.
I mean, I could do a line from the barbershop, but that's for another time. What is it? What's the name of the barbershop there? Mighty T.
Mighty T.
Mighty T. I got a quote from Mighty T.
Give me a quote from Mighty T.
You want me to do a quote from Mighty T?
Yeah.
I'll do a quote from Mighty T. Okay.
That kind of gives it away.
Sugar Ray Robinson, the greatest fighter ever lived. I suppose nobody here ever heard of Cassius Clay. He got a point. Cassius Clay was a bad motherfucker. I'm not saying Clay is bad. I'm just saying I stopped liking Cassius Clay once he changed his name to Muhammad Ali. What the shit is that?
Yeah, that was a good. That would have given it away. Even David Rose would have got that one. Sugar Ray Robinson was the best boxer. Give me another quote.
There you go. Okay. It was Wednesday morning. We were in the volley playing pool. That much is true. But Begbie is playing absolutely fucking gosh. He's got a hangover so bad he can barely hold a cue, never mind put a ball. And I'm doing the best to lose, trying to humor him like, but it's not doing any good.
So Peter, did you understand that quote? We're gonna give it to Peter first.
No, she's doing an Irish accent.
Scottish.
Oh, she's doing she's doing a fucking shite Scottish accent. None of you fucking Americans can
There's
do
a good
Scottish
one.
accent, man.
Right,
Right, you gotta do more fucking heroin before you do a Scottish accent.
I gotta do more smack.
You
gotta do more smack, man.
I'm a fucking smack addict.
Okay, give me the quote one more time.
All right, I'm gonna keep going with the quote. He goes, every time I hit a ball, I seem to pot something. Every time Begbie goes near the table, he fucks it up. So he's got a hump, right? But finally, I managed to set it up so that all he's got to do is pot the black to salvage a little bit of pride and maybe keep my heat in, right? So he squares up, pressure shot, and all goes wrong big time.
It's Train Spotting.
There we go.
You know what's
Begbie gave it away.
Yeah, it was the bad Scottish accent that gave it away. Because there's only one movie that would ever make somebody do a bad Scottish accent, and it's Train Spotting. Any other movie, you'd be like, I'm not gonna try and do it. In that movie, you're like, it looks like those guys seem like they're all fucked up. How hard could it be? I'll do it.
Any other movie is
love
Sean
that
Connery.
movie.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, give me another one. Last one.
All right, here's a big one. Welcome to the Statue of Liberty. The statue was a gift from French citizens that have come to symbolize hope for naked women everywhere.
What's the movie where Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks meet at the top of the Empire State Building?
Well, you got one of the actors right.
So is it Sleepless in Seattle? No, I watched it.
I was gonna say that movie.
Why would they meet at the top of the Empire State Building in Sleepless in Seattle?
That's what I was gonna say.
Oh, you got male or big?
Give me the quote again. I just want to hear the quote again. I like the quote. Give me the quote again.
All right.
You got
Welcome
big male.
to the Statue of Liberty. The statue is a gift from French citizens that have come to symbolize hope for naked women everywhere.
Is it Splash?
Yes.
All time. I haven't seen that movie since I was a little kid, but that was one of my favorite movies as a kid.
That's what's up. Okay, cool.
It made me want to meet a mermaid.
Okay.
Well,
That
that's
was one
when
of
she
my
shows
goals.
up naked to the Statue of Liberty, and he had like a Freudian slip or something.
That made me want to meet a mermaid when I was a kid. I'm still waiting.
Okay, so
I saw that movie Mermaids. It made me want to meet a crazy girl. Okay.
Okay.
Like with all the women in America coughing up fluids right now, that's pretty close to a mermaid.
Yo, listen, let me tell you something. There was a naked woman walking down the street in the East Village. Did y'all see that video of her?
Oh yeah.
Was it a good naked or was it a thank you naked or a?
It was a thank you naked.
Okay.
It was a thank you.
great.
Yeah, she was great.
Good work.
And you know, and what got me, Perry, what got me was everybody commented on how she was walking outside barefoot, as if that was the deal breaker. I was like, are you out your goddamn? When did men turn gay in that big of droves? Like, what the fuck? Like,
I didn't even know she didn't have shoes.
Exactly.
Phil posted that, right?
Yeah, Phil
Duck.
Phil Duckett posted that. So that it was him and I think Aaliyah Janine were together, and they both posted it together.
Well, if you can't find it, the good news is if you type in naked girl on the internet, very few results come up. So I'm sure you'll find the video real quick.
News Hero, what's the first story you got?
Well, you were just asking about when all the guys turn gay, so how about we start with Science Twitter explodes in allegations of racism and sexism over joke about worms. The host of a popular zoology podcast, Just the Zoo of Us, making the case for the roundworm as the most overrated animal. They wiggle forward, they wiggle backwards, and occasionally they fuck themselves. That's
Sounds
it.
like my girlfriend.
This became... This literally devolved into a 3-day argument about how people arguing that making jokes about worms was merely the tip of the iceberg when it came to making jokes about marginalized identities, or an example of the bystander effect, the psychological theory arguing that individuals are less likely to offer help to a victim in a crowd because making these jokes is somehow racist and sexist.
Dave, talk to me. The worm.
Wait, Twitter was angry because why was it racist that he was making fun of the worms? There were no worms on Twitter getting offended by that as well, were there? It was all people.
They asked the question, what's the most overrated? And the guy gave an answer. And then that person said, how dare you say that he's not as good as some other people might say you are? It sounds like this is a trap that we all fell into just to say some racist shit. I'm not really sure what's going on here.
Well, someone thinks that the worm is overrated. It's the first thing that comes to your mind. It's not racism or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? Like this guy right here on the Wheel of Fortune. They asked him a question. I want to see if any of you guys would have said the same answer.
What's up?
What?
I'd like to solve the puzzle.
No end. But see,
Sometimes you gotta call a clam a clam. You know what I mean?
Now, how did no one yell out from the audience?
Yeah.
like what? When he said N, I would have been like, what?
Laura, what is that? What solve the puzzle, Laura?
This reminds me of that South Park episode, you know? I think
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about.
This is what it was based on. This is what the South Park episode was based on.
Okay, good. Because I would have been in that audience. I would have squealed just like I did just then.
Solve the puzzle, Laura.
Bigger. Claim bigger.
And Perry, solve the
Clam digger.
Yes, clam digger. There it is.
Yeah, come on, Laura.
I thought it said claim. I thought it said claim bigger.
Okay.
Claim bigger. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have just kept my mouth. I would have not known it, and I would have just time that shit out.
But okay, but you, Chris, you have to do what when you solve a puzzle?
You have to, even if you fill up all the letters, you have to say, "I'd like to solve the puzzle," and then read the answer.
Right.
So he was about ready
to read
out
clam.
Nigger.
Amazing thing about it,
But what the
though,
fuck is a clam nigger? What? That's not even a thing.
But
If
had
you
the
get
guy
off
just
of that.
turned around and started with the alphabet, he had 18 letters before N to solve that puzzle. Think about that.
But listen,
if someone called you that name, would you even be offended, or would you just be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
I thought it was like a seafood place in Alabama.
Stupid.
Call Bubba.
Right? I mean, you would,
It probably
right?
is.
I mean, come on, Barry. If you were driving to the south and you saw you got shit, I'm pulling over, right?
That's it. I want to go in there. Probably Bubba Gump is the Gump dude, the fish dude. That's clam nigger.
It sounds like something like, you know, when Mel Gibson got really drunk and he called his wife the N-word a bunch, even though she was white.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds like something he would have said.
What's the guy that owned the Clippers?
Oh God.
Stop
Yeah.
bringing Magic Johnson to the games. That clam, like. All right. So now, News Hero, give me one more story. Make it juicy. I want to be amused.
Okay. Have you been woke fished while dating? Here's how to tell. Woke fishing, put simply, is when people masquerade as holding progressive political views to ensnare potential partners. A woke fish may at first present themselves as a protest-attending, sex-positive, anti-racist, intersectional feminist who drinks ethically sourced oat milk and has read a backlog of Audre Lorde twice, but in reality, they just don't give a shit. They just want some pussy.
You set up a date. Maybe y'all meet on one of them, whatever those sites that people meet on, and then y'all meet out in public. But y'all act like y'all share the same opinions or whatever like that. News Hero, and then
Right, so it's basically you're going to go out there and you're going to virtue signal yourself into some ass.
Her profile says I'm with her, so now you know you got to set it up.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
one of those-
no, I could never do that. That would be like the version of me saying I was a male feminist. Like, that's not possible.
Exactly.
Like, it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. I would stay on the date just to get material to write jokes about it. That is the only reason why I would stick it out. I don't. There are I live in a city with 9 million people. Why do you have to fake? Why would you have to fake it? No.
Right.
Well, and by the way, I
It's
think with this
pandering.
crowd, I think it's more have you woke fished someone else more than have these guys been woke fished.
Yeah,
'Cause I can't imagine these guys at the protest, tearing through the Gucci store right now. It seems like
Perry,
y'all are busy writing and doing things with your lives, you know.
Perry, have you ever been woke
continue.
fish, or do you woke fish, Perry?
Listen, I've never woke fished. I'm a grouchy. You guys know me. My opinion's pretty strong. I can't even fake that shit. I can't pander. You know what I'm saying? But I've definitely fucked some girls and found out they were racist. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, they weren't fishing. I guess we just never had the right conversation, but it's all right.
What about you? What about you, Adam?
What kind of woman would lie about anything to get in my pants? I just don't. I mean, what about me says I got to make this guy think I'm something different so he'll come out? I mean, I no, and I certainly wouldn't woke fish any woman. I don't even think I could. No, I mean, no, I'm not involved in any lying when it comes to relationships at all. I think people don't lie, and I don't lie.
David Rose, is that a big thing down in Australia?
Isn't this just dating? Like, isn't this just what you do anyway? You just lie until they can't leave. Just lock the door. Or, isn't that just isn't that what you did before Tinder? You just met some chick at a bar and then, I mean, I wasn't alive before Tinder, so I don't fucking know, but didn't you just, pretend to be into shit and then fuck him and then be like, oh, I was lying.
Well, that was my take on it. Is the first 6 months of a relationship is all bullshit. You don't really find anything out about the person themselves until 6-9 months in, and that's when you start saying, "Oh no, you've just been full of shit." Yeah, we're lying. Everybody's lying. Oh no, I'm wonderful. No, you're an asshole.
Laura, what's
It's
your...
like how many couples have been together for like 20 years and then like finally the husband cracks and admits he doesn't like broccoli or something. Like people bullshit all the time.
So I never really liked your pecan pie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So talk to me, Laura. Woke fishing.
I don't do that. I don't get into politics if I'm trying to get into someone's pants, because then you can always like, and you don't know that person, you can end up like fighting with them or something. But I think if you're racist, then if you're a racist chick and you're gonna bang a black guy, that's not like a real racist, I don't think.
Yeah,
So,
like racist would disown her.
I never been on that kind of date. But usually like on profiles and stuff, like I've seen in the past is like, if you're a Trump supporter, keep swiping and stuff like that. But.
Oh, okay. But so have you ever misrepresented yourself to taking advantage of a guy?
Okay. Like, all right, I'm guilty of this, right? There was like, this was back in the day when like Match was up and running, really.
Okay.
Before, like Tinder and stuff.
Yeah.
There was this guy that there was this guy that looked so cute, and I just kind of looked at like some stats and stuff. I was like, oh, Manhattan, okay, cool, age, cool, things like that. And we went for drinks, and he was like as far left as they can get. And I'm like, wow, I really didn't know that. And he's like, did you read my profile? And I'm like,
not really.
No.
Not really, yeah.
Look at your picture, man.
This is Tinder.
And that's funny. Like, how big do these profiles matter? Like, I've not been on the dating.
Some people write pages. I mean, this guy's page was long. It's all filled. I look back, it was all filled with like total ideology, and I'm like, man, I should have read that before I went on this date. He was really pissed. It's kind of funny, actually.
It's just like a leftist meme. It's like 9,000 words.
And how angry they are, and it was like.
That's why I'm just wondering, like, on these dating sites, do we care? Like, when you're looking to hook up with somebody or looking to know somebody, how much of all that woke fishing or that wokeness is important initially?
If I was with a guy, I would just do it and then never call him again if he was like not on the same page as me.
Yes.
I don't really care. If I like the person, I'm gonna care. But like,
yeah, but I mean, like,
I would be at a bar with a bunch of friends, and there would be this guy that would like overhear our conversation, and he would get so like insulted that he just had to say something.
Yeah.
And then he was trying to hit on us, but then he couldn't shut up, and it was kind of funny.
So you would just.
I laugh at these people.
Okay.
You don't want the moment that you find out that somebody engages in hate speech is right after you say, "What's your safe word?" Right? That's not the good time to find out, right?
Ralph.
I mean, listen, on these profiles, I look at distance. That's about it. I look at the first 3 pictures and I look at your distance. Whether I swipe right or left is how many transfers I would have to make. Like, if I got to go transfers, swipe left. Staten Island, Jersey, swipe left. No, I don't pay attention to any of that stuff, man. I don't care. I will form my own opinions because I think people put that shit out there as a deterrent for other people to just not swipe. Like, I honestly don't think that people are that intelligent and that connected to what's going on in the first place. Because there's so much, the news is so diluted with bullshit that I don't pay attention to half of it. I look at distance and what your first picture is. That's how I swipe.
Dave, I know Dave is on dating.
Ralph sounds like he's on the fucking subway right now, by the way. Jesus Christ, your audio.
I'm next to my air conditioner, dude. I'm swimming in the devil's taint in my fucking apartment right now.
Ralph, it seems like you're zooming from 20 years ago.
Yeah,
I am.
That's how fucked up.
I'm actually on AOL dial-up, guys.
I think you're the only guy ever to hold a mic to his mouth and make it sound shittier.
You haven't seen his act.
Hey, so now let me ask you something, Dave. Let me ask you something. You're on the dating apps or whatever like that, and I see you come to America, and I mean you're swiping left and swiping right, and you're going off to shag a chick or whatever. So, do you even care about anything that they're saying in their profile?
Yeah, I actually joined this dating app. It was specifically for racist white women. It was called clamnword.com. And it's really good. No, man, I don't know. Like, I thought what was interesting in the States is like there's just like, especially in New York, there's like a base level of wokeness.
Yeah.
You really don't, like, you're not really going to meet anyone who's going to say something that fucked up in New York, really.
Right.
Unless, I mean, actually, like, the only place I kind of noticed people would say fucked up stuff was like Harlem, because they didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
But like, if you're in like Manhattan or something, people are going to be pretty woke. I was talking to this chick I met in, where did I meet her? Houston, when all this stuff started going down, like the George Floyd stuff. And she was a black chick, and I messaged her and was like, hey, how are you going? Is everything okay over there? And she's like, yeah, it'll be fine. You know what? Because as bad as it gets, there's always going to be racist white guys who want to fuck a black girl. So I'll be all right. That was intense. But yeah, like, I don't know, man. Yeah, do people talk about politics when they're just hooking up?
But right, I'm saying, but when you first hook up with a chick, what is the first thing on your mind?
HIV.
Really? That's the first thing? Okay, I can get it. But politics.
Whether I'm giving it to her.
Yeah. But politics is the last thing you think about. And I don't know why, this whole thing about woke.
You're very
fishing.
lucky.
But isn't that kind of hot? Like, if you fuck someone, like, if you are like a diehard Bernie supporter, wouldn't it be kind of hot to fuck like a Trump supporter in a way?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, I get it.
In New York, girls, there's a lot of like super woke girls, and they'll bring it up in the first time you're hanging out with them.
Oh,
yeah.
That sucks.
First time, and it's like, wow, some lucky guy's gonna end up with you. That's cute.
Well, okay.
There's guys too. Guys will do that too.
Yeah.
I'm in banking. They're even in banking.
Are you serious? I thought that was like Shark Tank land. Like, I thought that's where you got the,
Yeah. I don't even breach politics within the first year. Like, I have nothing to say to you politically, or that I even care about what your opinion is politically within the first year of a relationship.
Someone said something about the people in New York, like it's hard enough to find. It's like I found one of 6 unwoke women in New York, and she's great. It's great.
And marry that girl. Marry that girl.
Keeper.
That's a keeper. Okay, so now Dave Temple had to leave, but we have to show
Absolutely.
Dave Temple's because Dave found a glitch in the gentrification matrix. Check this out right here. And I think that, I think we can all agree that some things happen when people start living in certain scenarios. So is it nature or nurture?
Now that is one form of cultural appropriation that I like to see. A Southeastern European woman behaving like a from Brooklyn. Making cheap-ass music videos, glorifying ignorance and violence. We get it! And I encourage more people to follow the same route. You're going to be famous. Bobby Shmurda was famous off of a similar video. He ended up putting himself on the radar, dealing with the consequences. But if you are the Roberta Shmurda, or whatever genre of music this is, better put some money aside for a lawyer. Roberta Shmurda. That's actually a pretty cool rap name.
Dave Temple never disappoints. Talk to me, Ralph, about these girls out here. They gentrify, but then it goes when gentrification goes wrong. Talk to me.
I don't think they have an idea of what they're doing. They're basing it all off like what they see in XXL. I don't know. Like that video was about as horrible as my mic is right now. So I don't know, man. I think gentrification is prevalent. I think COVID actually helped stop gentrification. I think it's great. I think it reversed it. Reverse gentrification, like reverse racism.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
Peter, did you see the video?
Yeah, I was having technical difficulties. Are we still talking about clam? You know what?
Yo, you didn't see Dave Temple's video?
No, I got cut off. I was about to say a clam digger is somebody who borrows your clams and never brings your clams back.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to say that unless you're alone in your apartment.
I ain't saying she's a clam digger. Reverse gentrification. You see it. Gentrification gone wrong with this girl right here. Talk to me. I know you've seen it.
See, there's the thing. I don't get. I mean, a lot of countries like that, they're shooting guns at weddings. That's not just us. That's just crazy. That's all around. We didn't make that up. She was shooting a gun, right?
Yeah, but
I couldn't tell it was looking fucked up.
It was a gun, and she was rapping. Go ahead, Adam.
That looked to me like if Quentin Tarantino remade the movie Selena.
That's pretty good.
Right? Like if she had a gun, you know, the lady shows up and then all of a sudden Brad Pitt and like everybody, they're throwing fucking dog food, shooting them. That's what I thought.
Now, here's my take on gentrification. You know, I take a different tone to gentrification because I actually appreciate gentrification. They brought safety to the fucking hood. Safety to the hood. They brought bike helmets to the hood. Black man, now you fucking know, when we was a kid, we got hit by a car on a bike, we just fucking died. Yes, we did. They said you should have been on the corner selling drugs. That's what the fuck they told us. But they brought bike helmets to the hood. They brought bike lanes to the hood. Bike lane, and in that bike lane, you'll see a man on a bike. And if you follow that man on that bike, he'll take you straight to Trader Joe's. I swear to God. Yes, he the fuck will. Yeah. Yes. I will always advocate gentrification.
Yep. I went to the Trader Joe's for the first time like 2 months ago. First time in my life. It was like it was like the white Mecca.
Yeah, oh my God. And see, I was used to Trader Joe's from living in California and where it started at. And so that's been my store ever since like the mid-2000s, like 2004. I've been going to Trader Joe's. And then when they moved them to the East Coast, I just freaking love Trader Joe's. Best food, best prices and stuff like that.
Yo, that dude's teeth are amazing. And I got fucked up teeth. That nigga you were talking to, his teeth?
Which one?
Did anyone? The dude in the front row.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit. I was like,
yo, they didn't bring the dentist to the hood yet. The dentist haven't come yet.
That's what we need.
We need
all the money on bike lane.
We spent all the money on bike lane.
Did they look like that when you got on stage, Larry, or was that a result of you being very funny that you fucked up the guy's teeth? 'Cause I've seen you kill, man. Yeah. I've seen some people walk out of your show and they're pretty fucked up. I thought the guy broke his arm.
Yeah, I remember that. But his teeth look like a bag of marbles. I was like, so now let me ask you something. Who likes Trader Joe's? We got the Trader Joe's people in here. I know they don't have them in Australia. I'm a Trader Joe's guy. So is there any products in there that you like?
Oh, their stuff is great, but I'm not standing on a line outside in the rain wearing a mask.
Laura,
can't do it.
Do you like Trader Joe's?
I'm more of a Wegmans. I don't think there is a Trader Joe's
in communist
Brooklyn. I'm more Wegmans. I've been to a Trader Joe's in California. It's definitely hyped up, but I don't particularly care for it.
Yo, their tangerine juice is the best.
Well, they were catching heat recently.
Is this a Trader Joe's segment?
Yeah, they sponsor us.
They were catching heat for having their Trader Jose's and stuff like that.
Get that money. Get that money.
You should have told me about the sponsorship before you went to me, Larry.
Yeah, well, no matter what we do, Don is always going to bring up COVID. We could be talking about ice cream trucks. Don is going to be like, well, the fucking COVID guy. I'm like, nigga, we never said anything about COVID.
I got a friend, you know him, you know Pat Dixon.
Yeah.
You guys, half you guys know him at least. It's like, even after this, he will not go into a place if they make you do a mask. He's letting the hair grow. He's letting everything happen. He's like, if there's a place that's at this point still enforcing that, he has no interest in stepping inside. And I'm like, I can respect it. You know? Okay.
Joe Biden, he picked Kamala Harris to be his VP. The deck has been stacked enough, so that it could go either way. I still know who I think I'm going to believe is going to win, but I'm gonna hold out my decision until I see what the odds do and what Vegas do on this. Because you can bet on this through Vegas.
Can you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my friend won $4,000.
This is bettable.
It's always been bettable,
dude. My friend won $4,000 on Trump winning, whatever that was back then. Yeah, $4,000.
I wanted to bet. No one would take the bet. I should have called you.
Let me tell you something. Vegas will take the bet.
Yeah,
Vegas will take the bet. So do you bet, Laura?
I I do bet a lot. I always gamble every time I'm in Vegas. I usually do red or black at the roulette tables, and I'm usually up. Yeah. And,
Okay.
I strike a good conversation with the dealers. Blackjack, I could lose money so fast.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it happens so quick. I'm like, no, that should have been a queen, man.
You cheating.
I gamble though. I love it.
What's the video I have? Something about hair, don't I?
It's horrendous.
It's modern.
Don't lie.
I'm not.
I look like a pencil.
You don't look
Don't
like.
laugh.
It's okay.
It's not okay. I'm gonna lose my job.
Don't lose your job. It's cool.
It's not cool.
It's edgy.
Oh, fuck off.
Oh, it's cheap.
It's unsalvageable.
Claire, it's French.
Really?
Yes. You've been drinking.
Oh, he gave me champagne before he ruined my life. That's how they get you.
Did you go to Anthony? Claire.
I know.
What? You remember what happened to me?
I honestly thought it was the last time I was going to see him.
I mean, that's awful, but if I...
His little face was just...
Anthony! Is this what you asked for?
No, of course not. He's just a bastard.
Right, fuck it.
What?
Come on.
No, it's all right.
Come on.
Slow down.
Hey!
No.
Anthony.
No! That is exactly what she asked for.
No, it's not. We want compensation.
Claire?
I've got 2 important meetings and I look like a pencil.
No! Don't blame me for your bad choices. Hair isn't everything.
Wow.
What?
Hair is everything. We wish it wasn't, so we can actually think about something else occasionally, but it is. It's the difference between a good day and a bad day. We're meant to think that it's a symbol of power, that it's a symbol of fertility. Some people are exploited for it and it pays your fucking bills. Hair is everything, Anthony.
Show her the reference.
Claudia, bring me the bin. If you want to change your life, change your life. It's not going to happen in here.
Sorry,
Anthony.
Sorry.
Didn't mean for it
See you next week.
turn out like that.
Great show. That show's the best.
Do you watch that show?
Oh man, so good. I watched it twice, both seasons twice. That shit's amazing.
What's the gist of the show?
Fleabag?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a woman who's kind of unraveling. She's trying to figure herself out, and she's really sharing some real dirty underneath. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I feel like most women are trying to be glamorous, and she's not glamorous at all. She's just real as fuck. It's amazing. It's the best shit ever.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a genius. She's I think she's a playwright originally as well, and then the show got picked up because her plays were so successful. Yeah, she's great.
Oh, she started out as a player. Okay, good.
Yeah, I think the first season, I've never seen the show, but I read, I think that the first season was based on like one, they took the play and then turned that into the first season.
Oh, so okay.
They always say if you like the show, go back and watch the play first. Is what they say.
More details.
It won all the Emmys, and she wrote the new part of the new Bond movie.
Oh wow, okay. So
Donald Glover says that Fleabag's his favorite show.
Oh, okay, good.
And she actually collaborates with Jordan Peele, from Key and Peele. That's the director.
Yeah, and they're funny. I mean, they're funny. Perry also is a filmmaker. He's editing, in the process of editing his film right now. So can you give us a synopsis of what your film is about, Perry?
On the quick, I have made a short film that features some time travel elements about a man going back to speak to himself 6 months before COVID and telling himself not to get fat.